Okay, an interview with Wizards of Chaos, Dan Moore, former Chevy, but now Wizards of Chaos.
Hello.
Yeah, how's it going?
Jeff, how are you doing?
Very well. This is great to talk to you, Dan. Currently, we want to talk about Wizards of Chaos. Last week, I streamed we popped on a single that you guys put on a really interesting player. And can you describe, what was the title of that single? And can you describe that piece? And are we going to hear more music like that? And what's the story of that single that we all heard of, Wizards of Chaos, Dan Moore?
Okay, yeah, well, over the past year or so, since our last recording, we decided to write some more tunes. And we kind of didn't have enough for a full album first time around, and it was only kind of a demo. And the band kind of changed over a year because we weren't together too long at first. So all the older songs kind of came along, got changed a bit. So we decided to record them all again, and we just finished. And so we threw them up on a thing called SoundCloud, and just threw it out to some people out there, including yourself, to hear it. And good responses from everyone.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what song you heard actually.
Because I wish I would have wrote it down. That's why I'm asking.
it was probably The Great Shadow, maybe, or Bombs and Gasoline, I believe.
Bombs and Gasoline.
There you go. That's a newer one. I just sent it around to all my internet friends and buddies that are in the same kind of music, trying to see what people thought, and nothing but good ever since. And we just signed a distribution deal with a company over the past week, so it'll all be coming out probably May 15th, I believe, it will be released on Diminished Fifth Records, based out of Halifax. So it should be good.
Diminished Fifth is a great interval.
Yeah.
The Devil's Interval, the tritone. Wow, that's great. So that's currently what's going to happen. And we're saying May 15th, you said?
May 15th is the date I was given that it looks like it will be. If it does change, it will be around then, but that was the date I was given.
Excellent. Well, we'll keep people posted.
Oh, yeah, I'll send the CD your way, man, definitely. Yes.
That's great. Will there be any shows up your way, and we're going to start describing you a little more in a second here, but will there be any more shows?
We got locally here, we play all the time, and summers we play all the time. But this summer we're going to try to do a little East Coast thing with buddies of ours, a band called Iron Giant, and another band called Death Valley Driver. Death Valley Driver are from PEI, Iron Giant are from Moncton. So the plan is to try to get over to Halifax, do a few shows, maybe do a few shows in PEI, some in Moncton, probably spend a week or so, and then, get back here, write some more tunes, spend the rest of the summer here. We got a few big shows lined up here with some bands from the mainland here, so there's always somewhere to play in Newfoundland. It is a very musical city, so it should be fun. Yeah.
That's excellent. Any favorites from this new record? Anything interesting with your dueling leads? And let's mention the players as I say that. Anything cool going on with you and Richie Perez, dueling guitars?
Yeah, Richie's a friend of mine from years ago. He always played in local bands. He played guitar at a Chevy show one time. It was videotaped and recorded in 2000. We did a big Christmas show. We hadn't been together for like a year. We took some time off together during Christmas, and we got Richie on guitar. But he's an old friend of mine. He's a great player. He's very modest to himself. He don't really show off a lot, but he's a great player. He always throws in the weird notes and the weird time signatures, so he keeps us all out of the box kind of thing, so we don't get too in the box. Richie's always throwing in the weird notes and the weird key changes and stuff. He's a great guy. And the bass player, Carl Hawkins, I played with him in another band called Howl that we did a couple of CDs, a couple of recordings back a few years ago. And the other guy, the drummer, Jim, the little bombshell, He played with Richie years ago in punk rock bands. I never knew Jim outside of when we first got together, but he's a great guy too. It's real fun, I must say.
Well, it's a great lineup. I just love the sound of this group. I have the new. You sent me, the New World Mistress, and we just love that here at our house.
That was recorded just when we got together. So the band has come around a little bit better since then, I believe. Like we all figured each other out kind of thing, got a feel for each other. So like some of the songs off New World Mistress will be on this new one, but there's new life to them. There's parts changed, lyrics changed in them. We just totally tweaked them all. Now they sound like us. So
a little bit of tweaking. You then consider New World Mistress a little more of a springboard then it's a demo.
Yeah. Actually, it was more like a demo kind of springboard. Yeah, exactly. Because when we got together, we wrote some songs really quick. I already had some ideas anyway, like left over from Chevy days, some riffs here and there. The song Coyote Eyes actually is a song that me and Rennie wrote when we were in Chevy back in 97, 98. And it used to be called Fishing for Chicken. So the song used to start off with like a fishing reel. You could hear a guy reeling in a fishing reel, and you could hear chickens going. And the lyrics were pretty funny and stuff. But we kept the riff. I always had the riff was always floating around. So then it finally came into full fruition, right?
That's
with,
great.
Coyote Eyes, yeah.
Any other things? Running Red, 16, The Great Shadow.
Great Shadow, probably depression. How some people always got depression looming over their heads. The Great Shadow. Always, keep your chin up, keep moving forward. You'll get through, kind of thing. Lyrics with that song. Running Red is just about how being pissed off at the world, how everything's going to crap, and who do we got to blame? Only ourselves, right? It's true. It's only ourselves to blame. We pick our leaders, we pick our people to run this stuff. When I was in Chevy, Steve wrote all the lyrics in Chevy, and Steve is so good at the lyrics in Chevy. So he used a lot of metaphors and stuff, and would get right into like stories and stuff. But this is like my first time singing in the band and play and like sing a lot of words and a lot of time changes and stuff. I was trying to keep the singing kind of really simple or catchy, go for that kind of sing along. We want songs that you hear them once, you kind of humming them after you heard them once, kind of thing. So I hope that comes out in it. There's a lot of friends of mine I heard it said they sing along after, or they get little earworms from the song. So that's a good sign,
I like the backwards riff that turns into the forwards riff. That wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, all that is the chorus actually in Running Red turned backwards. That's it. Yeah, just done reversed.
The history of Wizards of Chaos, is it 2008? What's the starting date? It is 2008. When do you think it?
When did we get together?
Yeah, when do you think it's the birthday or the birth of it?
December 2010.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and it was only 4 of us at first. It started off with, it was me and Carl and Rennie, actually from Chevy, the old drummer from Chevy. We just started out getting some ideas here at my house, a little home studio. Noodled around, came up with some riffs, never really did anything. We were kind of just doing it just for fun. And then Rennie kind of bowed out again, and I called up Richie, and I was like, Richie, you want to do some jamming, some recording, write some tunes? And he was like, yeah. And then he knew Jim, got Jim. So, December 2010 is when we got together seriously as a band and said, all right. And the first song we wrote, the first jam was The River.
Your artwork is really, really extraordinary.
Oh, yeah.
Did you start?
I'm going to send you one.
This is great. I mean, is it full? Are these large paintings?
Yeah, I only paint large panels. Like the smallest stuff I'll do is probably like 2x3 most of the time. I got a few big ones. Like the New World Mistress album cover, that EP that we put out a couple years ago, I sent you.
Yes.
The actual painting of that is like 4 feet by 5 feet.
Wow.
So, and it was painted on a bed sheet with airbrush.
Well, that's airbrush we're looking at.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah, always painting.
And it's so a bed sheet, no gesso. It's just actual
Yeah,
cloth.
it's just, a white cotton bed sheet stretched on a big frame, and then I just went crazy with it with the airbrush. Yeah, and the new CD album artwork I use, that's airbrush and paint markers and paintbrush. That's a mixed media. That's a bit of everything on that one.
And that's that skull coming right at you.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the jester skull. Yeah.
And then the moniker, I really like the walk moniker is cool too. That is a really
Bit of tribute to UFO.
I got that. I was just going there.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, UFO.
Yeah, when you're live, is there all that artwork poured all over?
Oh yeah. Well, we have a backdrop with the logo there and stuff. I work in a sign shop. I'm a graphic designer, so we do large format printing and stuff. So any of that stuff I can get done for reasonably cheap. So we got all that area covered.
So that's actually your other living is in arts, anyways. That's what you do.
Yeah.
When did that all start, Dan? That was it guitar first or?
Oh, I've always drawn and painted, always, since back as far as I can remember. When a little kid doodling, I've always drawn and painted. I can't remember not ever doing it. So guitar playing came along later. My old man played in bands and always tried to get me into it when I was younger. And then I was like, 16 or 17, I heard the Cult's Electric album, and that was the album that made me want to play guitar. So I sat down and learned that whole thing, and then it went down from there. Then I branched out. All right, now that I got this one done, the AC/DC sound, the Cults, let's move on. Oh, here's Sabbath, and then later, you just find little things. But you never stop learning, though, Jeff. You'll never be like a complete musician to yourself. Every day I wake up, I hear something that I wish I could play that. I wish I had to come up with that. Oh, that riff. If I only had to wrote that riff. You know yourself. You're a musician.
Yeah.
There's no 100% to yourself. The constant, wanting to do better.
Sure.
That's just the way it is.
That is excellent. I have said that before. Like a few typo negative riffs. I'm like, oh, I wish I would have wrote that.
Yeah, that's like the riff to what UFO song, Rock Bottom. That opening riff from Rock Bottom.
Oh yeah.
That's like the riff that I wish I had to wrote. When I hear it, I get goosebumps. Yeah.
That's a great band.
Great band.
Lights Out. I fucking love that.
Yeah. Their first 4 albums have been in my car since the summer. And that's all I listen to in the car.
That's your car.
The good driving tunes, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Part of your engine noise is UFO.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Your family life, Dan Moore, what's that like? You have kids? You married?
I don't have kids, no. I got 2 dogs. I got a common-law wife, I guess. Her name's Sheila. I've been living with her past 6 or 7 years. Got a house. My parents live in back. I built them a little apartment in back. They're close. I actually live in the exact lot of where my house where I grew up to. We tore down the house, built a new one. Everyone still lives. I live in my old neighborhood. I can go up in the woods behind the house, and it's all the woods that I explored when I was younger. Yeah, it's great. It's great. And we overlook the city here in St. John's. We're up in the hills that overlook St. John's, so it's nice here.
Oh, man, it's gorgeous. Yeah. It's got to be gorgeous up there. We got to come up and visit you. There's no doubt about it.
You got to, yeah. What we should do, we should set up a big metal festival and get you guys up here to play. Because every summer they have big metal festivals, and they usually try to get big bands to come in. We had Anvil there last year. It was pretty good. Yeah, they were great. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great to do that. The only Canadian shows I've done is Toronto, and that's the Midwest there. So
yeah,
it would be awesome to play. When we were younger, we'd go to my grandpa's hunting camp. It was in Cape Breton.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot like Newfoundland. Yeah.
gorgeous, you know. I don't know what it's like now, silver mines and stuff, but there was an interesting bay up there that had a tide that came in at about, I don't know, less than 5 minutes, the high tide to low tide. And it was, what the hell was that? That was St. Lawrence, maybe, something?
Yeah, St. Lawrence.
Yeah, that was wild. Well, let's conclude this way for now, for this little romp on here. I always ask the artists the same thing, and they always come up with their own sort of long-winded or short-winded answer to this. And it's like, what would you like to say right now in this little blog to the entire world out there? Because it's internet, you know, I mean, just worldwide. It's global. It's everywhere. So what would you like to say, Dan, to the entire world right now?
To the entire world, hello, metal world. You will hear of us someday. We're coming around. Wizards of Chaos. We'll be around. We're going to stick around. You'll be hearing from us.
Awesome. That's great. Well, great talking to you, Dan. This is cool.
Yes. Okay.
Have a great time listening to Rory on vinyl.
Thanks, Jeff. See you later.
Dan Moore, vocals, guitar. Richie Perez, guitar. Jim Barter, drums. Carl Hawkins, bass. Get their new album May 15th, Wizards of Chaos.